Listen up.
It's just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, Jelani Mirage, that's Nicki Minaj's brother, was found guilty in his child rape trial. That case lasted nearly 3 weeks. They said he was found guilty of predatory sexual assault against a child and endangering the welfare of a child. He's facing 25 years to life in prison, and he will be sentenced on December 14th.
Well, he sounds like he needs to get every bit of that time if what we heard on that jury stand is true.
Absolutely.
And clearly, I mean, they found him guilty, right?
Right, so...
Didn't they find his DNA on the girl's pajama bottom or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
They did find his DNA, and his defense was trying to say that the mother put the DNA on there, and there were other ways the DNA could have been on the pajamas. That was their defense, just so you know.
I don't know. Those testimonies I heard from those young kids sounded very believable to me.
Yes, the victim is 14 now, and she was 11 years old when she says, repeatedly raped her.
I will tell you one thing I don't think is fair, though.
What's that?
I don't understand why people are coming at Nicki Minaj over her brother.
Right, it's not her fault. And she didn't. People were saying she was going to take the stand. She didn't take the stand.
She didn't take the stand, no.
So.
And I mean, people would say, "Oh, well, she paid his legal fees." Well, initially, you probably do want to believe that your brother is innocent
or guilty, right?
You know what I mean?
I'm sure she doesn't think it was true, but he was released from custody on $100,000 bail. That's what they were talking about, and that bail was backed by 2 homes that Nicki Minaj owns.
And I will tell you this: if that was my brother and you got found guilty of raping a young child, you're not my brother, no.
I can never talk to you ever again.
You're just my brother on paper.
Don't call me.
Nope.
Don't send me no messages. No, I can't speak to you ever again.
Nope.
All right, now let's talk about Louis C.K., a comedian. He has been accused of sexual misconduct by 5 different women so far, and a lot of people are actually backing up these claims. Now, the first was a comedy duo back in 2002, Dana Goodman and Julia Wolof. They said they got their big break. They got a chance to perform at the U.S. Comedy Arts Festival, and he invited them to hang out in his hotel room for a nightcap. They thought it was cool because he's a comedian that they admired, and they were together. So they were thinking, okay, it's just us. We're celebrating. Makes sense. They said as soon as they sat down in his room, they still had on their winter jackets, their hats and everything. He asked if he could take out his penis. They thought it was a joke.
Because he's a comedian, so they laughed.
Right, so they laughed. But then they said he really did it.
Whoa.
He proceeded to take all of his clothes off, got completely naked, and started masturbating. Now, in 2003, another woman, Abby Shackner, says that she called him to invite him to one of her shows, and during the phone conversation, she said she could hear him masturbating as they spoke. Another comedian, Rebecca Corey, said she was appearing with him on a television pilot back in 2005, and he asked if he could masturbate in front of her, and she declined that. Now, he had the premiere of his movie, I Love You, Daddy, that was supposed to happen yesterday. That was canceled. He was also supposed to be on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. That got canceled as well. And he jokes about his sexual hang-ups a lot in his comedy act and all of his flaws. Here is an example.
A woman saying yes to a date with a man is literally insane and ill-advised. And the whole species' existence counts on them doing it. And I don't know how do women still go out with guys when you consider the fact that there is no greater threat to women than men. We're the #1 threat to women. Globally and historically, we're the #1 cause of injury and mayhem to women. We're the worst thing that ever happens to them.
I agree with that bit, and I disagree with that bit, because the #1 threat to women isn't just men. It's men like Louis C.K. All men ain't thinking like sexual predators, okay?
Not at all.
But I will say, if we are being morally honest, a lot of men in America, we have been raised on rape culture. And I feel bad that I didn't realize that like earlier in my life, but a lot of pervasive perversion we have normalized in society is just wrong. And it just gets to a point in life when you know better, you have to do better. But a lot of us were raised off rape culture. A lot of the stuff that we used to see in the 90s and 2000s, a lot of the images that were presented to us, that was absolutely positively rape culture.
Yeah, but it's up to our parents and up to parents to make sure they teach their kids differently. I mean, I've never assaulted or sexually assaulted, did anything to any woman, because that's the way my mom taught me.
But a lot of times you might have sexually assaulted them and didn't know it. I mean, think about videos like, Nothing But a G Thing when they ran up behind a girl and pulled her top down. You know what I mean? That's sexual assault. We didn't look at it back then as that what it was.
But I never did it.
Think of the movie like Revenge of the Nerds. Remember Revenge of the Nerds? When the dude dressed up as the girl's boyfriend and then slept with the dude's girlfriend?
He had a mask on.
He had a mask on. Like, yo, that was
rape.
sexual assault. That's rape. That's rape culture. But we didn't look at it as that back then. Or Porky's when they was drilling holes in the wall and
looking
spying on the girls. Like, we didn't look at it as that back then, but it absolutely was.
And part of it, especially with these women, you know, they even said that they felt like they would be ostracized if they said something. They're trying to get ahead in their career. It's embarrassing when something like this happens, and they're scared of the repercussions of accusing somebody of something and not being believed, or then getting blackballed, you know, as they're trying to make it on their way.
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard the term rape culture, I was like, what is rape culture? I was like, you either rape somebody or you don't. But then when it was explained to me, and then I don't know why, it's just hit me over the past few months, like, yeah, we were raised on rape culture.
Wow.
Well, HBO is removing all of his work from their on-demand service because they have a lot of TV projects with him. So they said he's also no longer performing at their annual fundraiser later this month. They released a statement. Louis C.K. will no longer be participating in the Night of Too Many Stars, America Unites for Autism programs. And all of that is gone. So there you have it. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in